up, then we all win. Hopped off the bench, now I'm ballin'.
Hey, bro, it is a new year.
New year, new season.
New year, new season. And if they haven't realized by now, we had a few new additions to the team as well, man. New guests, new everything, man. Everything is new, but the Chargers, like y'all still, you know what I'm saying?
Hold
Y'all
on,
still.
hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
We don't gotta talk about my team. Come on, man.
We're gonna put that on pause. But right now, look, we got two new things to talk about. We got one of our new co-hosts on the show right now,
What
Kosa.
up, what up?
Yeah, man.
Happy to be
The
here.
newest addition to the team.
Yes, sir.
And we got Rosie in the back chain too. It was important for us as a brand to bring on Polynesian women to work alongside because
Yes.
that's something that we believe a lot in, and we wanted that to reflect in who we work with. So excited to have
All
y'all
of
on
that.
board. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
And
Thank you.
Of course.
also, I'm looking forward to the style tips too, because you know what I'm saying. She got the drip always.
She
you know
got
what I'm
the
saying?
drip for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What can I
telling
say?
you. Yeah,
What
no,
can
for
I
sure.
say?
You pretty
for
fly.
sure.
You pretty
Yeah.
fly.
I
I'm like,
appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Jeez.
Hey, look, alongside her, man, we have our very, very, very first female guest on the show.
Yes.
Yes.
Polynesian
yes.
woman, you know what I'm saying? Coming out of UCLA, one of the top pitchers in the game right now,
All of that.
like the top. And
No
I got some bruises and scars to prove that.
Yeah, you guys have already seen it already.
broken
You know what I'm
nails.
saying? You
Yeah,
guys have already seen
For
that.
sure, man.
Yeah.
But man,
Sheesh.
give a big round of applause for our special guest, Megan Faraimo, man, for pulling up on us, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. I don't think anyone else is doing it right now, at least in this way. So I'm really thankful to be here.
Man, we're excited to have you on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time we hit you with the little DM, I was like, I don't know about this one, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think some time went by. You know, you're busy and stuff like that. So when you had got back to us, I was like, it's gonna be a good year, bro.
Yes,
It's gonna be a good
Yes,
year.
sir.
Yeah. So thank you for pulling up on us, man. If y'all haven't seen the promo that we dropped before this episode, we actually took the challenge of going head to head with Megan and trying to.
Which I would say that might have
Big
been a bad
trying.
idea.
Yeah.
That might have been a bad idea.
No, it was a good idea,
It was a great idea.
but just an idea. Like,
Yeah.
just
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like
Like,
in theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, most people know you as the softball player, elite, you know, but how would you kind of describe in a nutshell, like who you are as a person? We'll dive deeper, but I'm saying, but like, how do you describe yourself when you go out into the world?
Without softball, I would say I'm definitely family oriented. That's always been a huge thing in my life. Faith is always the first and most important thing. My grandparents taught me, my parents instilled those values in me. So I'm always, with my family, having a good time. I do enjoy my friends, but I am very much a homebody.
Yeah,
So that's me outside of softball.
I feel it. Yeah,
That's awesome. Also, we're from the same city. We're from Oceanside.
man,
Oceanside.
shout out to the
Oceanside.
7-6.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oceanside.
you know what it is. Shout out to
You know what I'm
my
saying?
Usos.
So
Yeah.
it was really cool to be able to connect with you outside of like us not knowing each other in Oceanside,
Yeah.
meeting out here, being able to do that with Island Mogul, and then getting to sit here with you and have this
Yeah.
open conversation. Like, I'm really excited to dive deeper into you outside of softball, but I guess we can kind of just like get that out of the way too, if you're okay with that. Just talking about like your road and how it's been at UCLA.
Yeah.
What are some highlights? What are some things that like you might have struggled with? I mean, I guess just opening the floor to what, you're open to sharing.
At UCLA?
Yeah.
In general, I mean, I think all college students go through their own struggles, and student athletes.
Mhm.
I think there's things I've learned, especially with mental health, which I think that's an interesting topic to talk about as women of color,
Yeah.
Polynesian community especially.
Mhm.
I learned a lot about myself and my growth, and I think just got stronger through it all. I did deal with injuries, so
Mhm.
that was like the lowest of the lows, but I also won a national championship my freshman year.
That part.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you experience different sides of the spectrum at all times. So I don't know. I'm really thankful to be able to. I think I'm getting my master's now at UCLA. I finished my undergrad, getting
Mhm.
my master's, and at the end of the day, I'm making my parents happy, getting my education. So
Yes.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's amazing. That's beautiful.
Look, I know we're not going to spend a ton of time on the softball
Yeah.
because the resume is out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And people know you for that. But I do want to just run through a few of the notables, you know what I'm saying? We did the research, you know what I'm saying?
Tell 'em.
Just a few accolades
Yeah.
that stand behind you, you know what I'm saying? And correct me if I'm wrong on any of these, but some of these, you know what I'm saying? You got to let the world know about these. Let's start with Gatorade National Softball Player of the Year in 2018, right? You got that your senior year. The video was dope when they surprised you with the award, right? You didn't even know it was
That
coming.
was so cute.
Yeah, that was dope. Pac-Man 12 freshman of the year, right? 2019. You also got the national championship that year. That's a crazy
Yeah.
crazy year to start off your college career with. You won your first softball American Pitcher of the Year in 2020, and it just keeps going down the line, man. You're coming off one hell of a season too. Career game with the 18 strikeouts versus Tennessee. You got Pac-12 softball Pitcher of the Year, man. Like God
There's no
just
stopping
keep
this girl, man. There's no stopping her, man.
Like, I mean, I know I probably left out a few along the way, but it just seems like from the jump you've really caught a stride and just kind of like, I'm sure there's been some lows too, but like the highs have been very abundant for you
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
respect.
I'd agree. I just feel really blessed. You said, let me know if you didn't get any. I would have no idea. Like, for me, like the Gatorade thing,
Yeah.
the one thing I remember from that whole event was that my entire family was there.
Yeah.
And it was that I remember that season in high school was really hard for me. And I ended up getting that award. I didn't think I would. I think I lost my last game that season. And then, so I don't know if you guys saw in the video, but I started crying like
Yeah.
immediately, right when I saw my
Yeah.
grandma and everyone there. But all of these awards really just reflections of my village and the people that support me and my team. So I think about it that way, but it is pretty cool. I'm trying to be better at owning my
Yes,
stuff.
celebrate
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
sis. That's a
Yeah.
part of the
Cool.
growth. That's a part of the journey, being able to open and receive those things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
and as Polynesian women, I feel like we are not good at that at all. Like top to bottom, front to back, like oldest to youngest, like everybody. Like we are really not good at allowing things to come to us and like be open-handed and be welcoming to those things. So I'm just like, even though it is hard, we grow up and the boys are the princesses of the family. You know what I'm saying? We're over here struggling,
All right,
like,
all right,
You're
all right.
not now. I
Right.
have two brothers. Come on now.
Tell them.
Oh,
Tell
man.
them.
That's gonna bang
It's
on
just
us
weird
right
because
now.
you have I have an older and younger brother. So my older brother gets all like, oh, eldest nephew, eldest grandchild, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then my younger brother's a baby of the family, so he gets all of that. So I know exactly what you're saying, bro.
Yes.
It's no joke.
We're just given whatever is left. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But like that's what's great about you being able to go to UCLA and find yourself along with all of that mental health. Like you really get to create your own lane and be your own person and like, make those decisions for yourself to make those changes. So it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's been a really cool part of my process. And I was going to say another thing on that is I don't know if you guys agree, but the Polynesian community, humility is a huge value.
Yes.
Humility and
Yeah.
respect. And so trying to learn how to balance that with also owning my stuff so that younger girls that look up to me that are the same color as me, the same ethnicity, they can also learn how to, buy into who they are and really own it. So it's just been
Definitely.
interesting for sure.
I feel like we have that conversation at least once or twice every episode because that's such a common theme in our culture. It's almost like dim your light, you know what I'm saying, so that other people around you don't feel uncomfortable, right? That whole idea. And it's like, nah, like if you're great at something, be proud of that. I think there's a difference between being prideful and having pride in what you do. You know what I'm saying? I think as people, we're just naturally humble.
Yes.
But sometimes you got to flip that switch and let them know, like, I'm that guy or I'm that girl, especially in sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't play with me when I'm on the mound. You better, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't bring y'all go out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I love that you embrace that. And it shows in your game, too, because if anybody follows your career, like, off the field, off the mound, you're just this mild-mannered, chill, laid-back person. But I've seen you when they say play ball, man, the whole face changes, you know what I'm saying? And a whole different
game
person.
time.
Yeah, we've
comes
been on the
out.
other side, so
Yeah.
we know we have a different perspective.
How have you been able to tap into that inner fierce competitor? Is that something that was always in you, or you kind of like had to grow into it?
No, that's something that's always been in me. Even in travel ball when I was younger in 8U, I would get in the habit of like preparing myself to get into game mode. My mom called it poker face, and we'd be like blasting Lil Jon in the car.
Lil
And I'm like
Hey.
8 years old, about to go pitch in some random tournament. So it was definitely instilled in me at a young age. And then I remember getting into college, there was a real need for me to create kind of those two personalities. The way UCLA softball works, I don't know if you guys really know softball like that in the college world, but we're kind of more fun, more loose, and we play really well like that.
Yeah.
Me personally, I have to be serious and I have to make stories up of like, oh, this girl was DMing my little brother. I'm about to go sicko mode. But I have to create that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of similar to the Mamba mentality, how Kobe Bryant, or you see like Beyonce with Sasha Fierce, things like that, like
Yeah.
the alter ego.
Yeah.
So, but when I'm off the field, it's important that I turn that off because no one wants to be that guy like off the field.
No, for
I feel
sure.
like, yeah, definitely.
As an athlete, like when was the first time you picked up a bat? Was it when you were super young, or actually, let me rephrase my question. As a young Polynesian woman, did you ever feel that your parents pushed a certain sport onto you or anything like that? Or did you kind of like naturally gravitate to being a softball player? I know you play volleyball too, right?
Yeah, I think the first sport I played might have been basketball.
Basketball? Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember them ever pushing me towards a sport. I think they definitely wanted to keep me and my brothers active, um, which I think stems from my dad when my grandparents came to the States. They wanted their kids active, not getting involved in anything they shouldn't have been. So when it was my dad and my mom raising me, I think I remember like going to the park with my uncles and stuff and
Yeah.
just shooting hoops. Me and my brothers always, doing whatever, and then picked up a bat and just fell in love with softball. So that's how
That's
it went for
awesome.
me.
Because like in our community, that's like something that's like if you're a boy, you're playing football. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna
Right,
play
yeah.
football, and that's what we're gonna push onto you from your
Yeah,
from
even
your
if you're
kids when you
5'5", they're like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
go
and-
ahead, go on out there.
I know kids
Yeah.
nowadays like that are in college, and they're like, I don't even like playing this sport anymore.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and so that's why I asked that question because I feel like that's something that we need to talk about with the rest of us in
Yeah.
our culture.
I don't know. I'm not really sure what sports you would see Polynesian women in mostly. I know there is a lot of growth in softball.
Yep.
But I was thinking maybe volleyball or basketball. I know there's more girls playing basketball. There's even some poly
Rugby.
girls.
Mhm.
Rugby.
Yep.
I've on UCLA soccer team. There's
Okay.
a couple poly girls.
Okay.
So
I
I
was
think
just gonna
that's
say
pretty
soccer
cool.
is
'Cause-
pretty huge, like
Yeah.
in Hawaii too. So
Man.
it's probably
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool.
Nice.
Awesome to hear. That's awesome.
I feel like we're just kind of at this point in terms of culture where, as a people, we're just moving into spaces where we would normally be in, and not just moving in, we're thriving in them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our generation is kind of the generation that's kind of picked it up and like, you know what, like we can do whatever we want.
yes.
These boxes that we've already kind of been placed in, we could break out of them. You know what I'm saying? We can do media. We're seeing people do all types of stuff, man, and it's so encouraging for us as a brand because, like when we first got in the scene, we we're like, well, all these amazing things are happening, but who's covering them? Like who's telling these stories? That's why it's important people like you come on the show and tell your story. But you kind of touched on something that is kind of stuck out to me was you talked about one of the injuries you had earlier in your career, well, recently, and how that was a big challenge for you. You know what I'm saying? Was that one of your most like hardest injuries to come back from?
Definitely. Yeah. I'm 22 years old, but I feel like I've hit rock bottom in my life. Like
Yeah.
that was literally that
Yo.
was the
Dang.
worst experience to go through that. It was the day before my team traveled to the
Right.
Women's College World Series. So not only did I have that injury, but I didn't have my support behind me. Like I really leaned on my girls, and they had my back as best they could. But like
Something
they were,
about yeah.
it was tough. But I mean, I think God did that for a reason, and I learned a lot going through that. So, I mean, I don't regret that process. I'm a completely different person because of it, but it was hard.
How do you as a person respond when you're like faced with those adversities? And because like a lot of athletes, injuries, especially serious ones, they could take you to the brink of like questioning who you are, because like you're not able to do the thing that fulfills you.
Yeah.
So now you're just kind of watching everybody doing it and saying that could make people go different ways. Like how did you respond in those moments?
Well, first, I mean, it's kind of cliche. I don't know if you guys heard, but my coach says it all the time. It's not about failure. It's about how you respond to it. And I feel like after something like that happens, you have two choices. You can, fall, crumble, not come back, or you can work to get to where you were and then to even get past that. And I very clearly saw those two choices in front of me. I'm like, obviously, I'm not going to crumble. Like, that's not how I was raised. I'm going to come back from this. But it's such a lonely place. And I think I found my identity in Christ and in my faith during that time. I've always had a strong relationship with God, but he always finds me in the darkest moments. So, yeah, I would advise anyone going through that to trust his plan as hard as it is, and get through it. Like, don't get stuck in that dark place.
Man.
Because I know that I just know that feeling. I have brothers who have gone through like similar injuries and just have like been in those tough places, those hard places. Just being around it and feeling that energy can kind of put you in a place yourself. But to try and help somebody and bring them out of that, like it's definitely like a me thing, like
Yeah.
a you thing.
Yes.
I was reading that LA Times article that they wrote about you, and I love that quote that you said, "Leave no stone unturned."
Mm.
And so just that quote alone, like it's so simple, so short, but that just means that you're doing the work in order to make sure that nothing is left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like in your work ethic, or how has that helped you? Like how has these like, these motivations or whatever, what has been your biggest motivation to kind of pull yourself out?
Yeah. I've gone through different motivations throughout my
Mhm.
life. When that injury did happen, and that next year I came back a completely different player, athlete, person. My motivation was my team. Like I had to do it because I wasn't there for my team when they needed me.
Mhm.
So that really kept me going for all the early mornings. At that point I was lifting before I would lift with my team. So I was just like really on grind mode.
Yeah.
And now this year, my motivation is more like, dang, this is really my last year.
Yeah.
Like I've been here for 5 years, but time flew by, and I feel like I'd be taking things for granted if I didn't leave every stone unturned.
Mhm.
And I got that from my pitching coach, who she is like a workhorse. I admire her so much in her mentality,
Mhm.
but it really is, we only are young for, so long. Our
Yes.
bodies are only capable of so much
Very
while
true.
we're here. So just wanting to make the most of it and see how much potential I could, squeeze out.
Definitely. 100%.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a lot of gems right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a slightly different note, I kind of know the answer to this, but I want to see if I'm right. Who is your favorite athlete, currently, or just growing up? Like, who is an athlete that you kind of look to for inspiration?
Growing up, I feel like I didn't really watch a lot of sports. I don't remember. I didn't even watch college softball
But
until I committed, I believe, and then I really got into it. Um, Throughout, I mean, Kobe Bryant's always going to be a favorite. He was my
yeah,
grandma's favorite. She loved the Lakers. I don't know that she really understood what was going on, but she really loved Kobe Bryant.
yeah,
So, I always looked up to him. Lisa Fernandez in the softball world is a legend.
Mhm.
But Kat Osterman, she wore number 8. That happens to be my family number 2.
Mm.
But I remember looking up to her a lot as a pitcher. So many people. And then we were talking the other day about
Mhm.
all the athletes coming out of Oceanside. And
There's a lot.
yeah,
yeah.
and I looked up to those guys. That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's a sore subject for Dante.
Oh my
He was
gosh.
over here trying to name the 3 people that
Hold
went to,
on,
that went to his school. I was like, oh.
We're not doing this Dago versus
I
Osai
gotta
thing.
stretch
All
to
right,
get
it's a
my
Dago
list
Osai
out.
connection right now, okay? All right.
But yeah, just so much talent. So
yeah,
it's really like to put on for the side is like something different. Like obviously we are here for the Polynesian people, Pacific Islander
Yeah.
people, 1000%, period.
Uh-huh.
But when they come from Oceanside, North County,
it's different.
you know what I'm saying? It's different. It just hit
They-
different.
They don't get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Laughing over here.
Yeah, because like in my mind, I'm like, we need to get some people on Long Beach. We need to get some people. We need to get some people away from a lot of oceanside energy over here today.
There is a lot of energy.
Nah,
But I love it. I love it. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
760, man. Shout out.
All of
Nah.
that.
for sure. I mean, you mentioned like Kobe and some of the softball legends that you looked up to, but I mean, you're kind of coming into your own as well, where younger girls are seeing you as a role model as well. We had a little softball matchup the other night, and all the girls ran up to you, wanted to take pictures and stuff like that. When you see those things, like how does that make you feel, being that you're like someone that other people looking up to now?
Yeah, it's still weird to me.
Mm.
I'm so grateful for them, and they're so cute, and
Mm-hmm.
all the parents and the girls are really kind to me. But it's just weird. Like, I feel like I'm still young. I'm still learning things as I'm going through the game. But it's just such an honor. That's one of the main reasons that I wanted to keep going, is because when I was growing up, there were a few polys playing softball, but not a whole lot. And I wanted to be able to be a good role model for our people
Yeah.
and for those girls. And so to finally like get the DMs of, man,
Mhm.
it's so great to see someone who looks like me pitching, or Meg, like, I'm Polynesian, I'm someone, whatever.
Mhm.
Can you give me some advice? Like, how has it been? It's just crazy to me. And I feel blessed, and I hope that I'm doing a good job
No,
of
for
being
sure.
kind of like that big sister for them. But it's really cool.
No, I think as a coacher, and I say this because a lot of people have shared similar feelings about where you are in the game and how you've carried the culture. We're just ultra proud of the way you do it, because I even get a little emotional sometimes. I think about so many poly athletes that have been blessed with the gift of being able to play a sport, but for so many reasons those opportunities get wasted, whether it's gangs, whether it's drugs, or whether it's so many outside distractions. And so many of our people kind of just like they see those moments and like, damn, I used to be, or I was so
Mhm.
close to, or I had that scholarship, or all the different lanes. So when we see someone of our people like taking the opportunity and running with it, like it just makes us happy. But for you, like, how have you been able to maneuver the distractions that come with being a D1 athlete? I mean, you're not far away from home, but you're far enough away where you can get into whatever. Like, what has been able to keep you like focused on your goal where you are?
Um, I mean, there's a few things. I think who you surround yourself with is huge.
Mhm.
That was one of the last pieces of advice my child ball coach, Marty Tyson, we're super close. He told me, like, you are who you surround yourself with.
Mm.
And it's very easy. My freshman year, I'm not going to lie, I was very distracted.
Yeah.
And I can own that
Gang.
now. Like,
Yo,
Yeah, UCLA.
I
You know what I'm
know.
saying? Come on now. Like,
we can't blame her.
Come on
yes,
now.
yes.
You know?
but
Yeah.
you have to find the people that are working harder than you. That's what I noticed.
Mm.
It was one of the older girls on the team, Bubba. She's also one of my role models. Just pulled me aside. I was like, "Hey, Meg, just come hit this bike with me." And it was just probably like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But that led into other actions, staying later at the field, and then you just kind of remember like, "Oh, I am here for softball. Like I'm here to get my degree,
Yeah.
but I'm like here for softball." And my goals in life are to keep going and play pro.
Mhm.
So for me, especially, I need to stay focused on my craft because I do have goals in the sport.
Mhm.
But man, college life, there's so many distractions.
Yeah.
I just had to learn how to be disciplined with myself.
Mhm.
Man.
It's
I
one
can
thing
only
to
imagine.
own up to it, you know?
Nah,
Yeah,
for
yeah. I
sure.
can
'cause
only
yeah,
imagine.
you know, we're only human. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
We will make those mistakes and we will fall into some of those distractions, but it's awesome to hear that, you know, you're getting through it and you're seeing the end goal, you know?
Yeah, I hope there's also balance too. Because like there should be fun.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yes, mom, dad, auntie, grandma, we are here to work. Yes.
Yeah.
But like we need to have fun too. We need to enjoy life and enjoy that process. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you just find that balance. Not saying go out and do
Yeah.
all the kind stuff, but
But remember,
just
you're
go
still
out
a
and
young
have
adult.
fun.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
we're still young
yes.
adults.
You're not gonna get
Uh,
those years back, 100%. But I guess speaking on, you have goals with softball. What are some goals outside of softball that you have for yourself, or just like your life after you go pro and all those things? Because those things are gonna happen. It's a matter of when, not if,
Yeah.
for you. So what's after the game, or like who is Megan without softball? Like period. Like if there was just no softball, I guess even.
Yeah.
What would you be interested in? What are your passions?
Yeah, what would you be doing?
What would you
you
be
be
doing?
Yeah, that's such an interesting question.
Yeah.
I've never really thought my identity is so wrapped up in softball, and it's
Mhm.
not just because it's a job. Like that's my passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think there's work to be done in the diversity, equity, inclusion realm of sports, and also women and girls in sports is something I'm really into. So staying connected to the athletic community.
Mhm.
I have thought about being an athletic director, things like that.
Mhm.
I just think there's so many jobs that I don't even know.
Yeah.
In my future, though, aside from even careers, I'm again family oriented.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to the day where I have a family and I'm enjoying my life in that sense, and
Mhm.
just almost reaping the benefits. I know I'm still young saying this, but if hopefully I stay on this track of working hard and
You will.
doing what I need to
Mhm.
do.
Yeah. No.
But I am excited to see a life that's not so revolved around softball.
Mhm.
But right now, I have no problems with being so into it.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So let's talk about like more the mental stuff. Like on game day, I read that you kind of have a set routine. There's certain people that braid your hair. There's certain playlists you have, right? There's a certain like. Can you walk us through your game day routine? What does that look like?
Sure. Okay. So first, almost everywhere I go, like this outfit, makeup on, you will see this once every blue moon. I never do that. So everywhere I go, I'm in sweat slides and a huge sweatshirt. But on game day,
Yeah.
I won't put makeup on, but I definitely dress to the nines because I want to look good, feel good, play
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm
We
saying?
know that. We know that.
So I'll get ready and then I head to the field, blasting rap, reggae. It really depends on the mood, what I'm
Okay.
feeling. Get there and usually lately I've been into this past season is walking in with my headphones on, like just kind of get me zoned into my game. I think it's easy again to get distracted when I'm around my team. We're eating, we're joking, and all that stuff. But I'm the type of person that needs to be locked in to perform well.
Yep.
So I'll go in with my headphones. We all change, get dressed in our uniforms, and honestly, like that's when I'm feeling my best. Is when I'm in my softball uniform, not even like dressed up, but. Then we journal, which is something I've been into lately, getting my goals down for the day. And then I have like superstitions. My teammates say that I'm the most superstitious on my team, but I don't know. Like I have to have watermelon gum in when I'm pitching.
Okay.
I have to have my Aquaphor in my back pocket. Not saying that it's going to be a bad day if I don't, but like it's going to be harder to have a good day.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel it.
I do this every time I need to have it now. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. And then with the braiding thing, the girls who can't braid my hair know that they can't braid my hair. They don't, because my hair is long, so people like to ask me if they can braid, and I'm like, not today.
Yeah.
Maybe on a non-game day.
Right.
But so that it. I think that's basically it, really.
So you're pretty stringent on that routine. Like you stick to it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, every athlete has some sort of routine or some sort of, thing that they can lean on to, it helps you kind of stay locked in. But how quickly are you flipping the switch? Like for some athletes, like when the game is over, like as soon as the final score is like they're in a chill mode. Like for you, especially after tough losses, like does the switch kind of stay on for you where you just kind of can't?
Yeah. No, I'm working on that part, especially after a tough loss. Not that I'm like a sore loser. I'm just very competitive. So I'm like pissed off. Like when I do bad and I feel like I let my team down, it's like my parents don't even wait for me anymore. I'm like, all right, you guys might want to go.
Yeah.
It's just I need my alone time to kind of process that game, figure out what I did wrong, and just kind of be emotional about it before I'm logical about my performance.
Yeah. No, I feel it. I mean, that's one thing about baseball, softball, those type of sports was like a lot of the performance is as a pitcher, like a large portion of the game falls on your shoulders. Like, so, like the team could score like all the runs in the world, but if you keep giving runs, right, it kind of falls on you. So like the loss is kind of weigh heavily on your shoulders, but you seem to find a way to like, get through it. Being a sore loser though, I think that's something that we all
can all relate to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm too competitive to even date. I'm gonna be real. Like I just be like, stop. I'm like, stop. And then I'm like, stop yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax, really. It's fine. Like, he can win. But yeah, no, it's really bad. It's horrible. But it's okay. We're learning.
Yeah.
We're human beings, not doing,
I feel that. I mean, what would you say is one of your like everybody has a little vices, right? Like for me, man, like I drive by In-N-Out Burger, no matter what, I'm stopping by the game. I don't care. I do not care. Like we could be just on the freeway and I see the big old arrow right there. I'm like, about to go. Like we're gonna get it out. Like, do you have a vice or something of yours that you just like can't live without?
Oh shoot, I have to think about this. When you said In-N-Out, that just made me think of food. And I have such a bad sweet tooth. Like it's so, especially during season, it's so tough, man. So after, I don't know if this is normal for you guys. When you were growing up, did you have dessert after every dinner?
Yeah.
You did?
Yes. Still to this day, yeah.
Okay, I'm the same way. What about you? Did you?
Yes, we did a lot. We my parents made like cake, like random things. Would just have ice cream, like I
think
very
my
normal.
ritual is different. Like everybody makes it before. Like when the food's being made, somebody's baking. Like, why are you guys baking right now? They're like,
Really?
I have a sweet tooth. I'm like, why are you making so many brownies? There's only 4 of us home today. Like, what are you guys doing? But yeah, I never had it after.
Reverse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Reverse.
That's different. Okay, I've never heard of that, like them baking it before dinner.
Yeah, that's because they just want to eat it right now. You know, like, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, the chicken's being made right now. Why are you guys making? Like, they do it all the time.
Thinking ahead. No,
Yeah.
but that was my things. I always have to have something sweet.
Something sweet.
Yeah.
in the night.
What's your
So,
go-to?
everything like cookies, candy. Oh my god, finding like candy wrappers on my bed is so
shit.
bad. Not now, not anymore. Maybe when I was little. But yeah, anything cake, it's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Are you being a D1 athlete? I mean, you don't have a lot of time, but have you had any chance to experiment in the kitchen? What are your skills
Yeah,
like in the
what is
kitchen?
So
Weird.
bad.
Yeah.
No, they're so
She's like, if I'm not eating sweets, like, I'm just
She said,
no.
"I'm stopping
No,
out at
it's-
Yeah,
In-N-Out, too."
I'm
She
good
said,
with the
"In and
In-N-Out.
out."
It's weird because my parents are really good cooks,
Yeah.
but I think that means they were cooking for us a lot. So I never really, besides like going to grandma's house and helping, kind of mostly
mhm.
like serving food, not really making it,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's not looking good. I've been trying to get into baking.
Yeah.
Burnt my first batch of brownies, so I was just kind of over it. But
Brownies are hard to make though, low key, because they're
Really?
like
Okay.
you know they gotta wait, they gotta sit in there for a little bit. They're not
That's
just
fair,
like
yeah.
waiting for you to take them out. Like no,
No,
you gotta
that's
like
true.
take it out a little bit early, kind of thing. So
thank you
start
for that.
with something else. Yeah. Start with something else. I've also started my cooking journey, so it's a little rough, but I try and like host a dinner every Sunday. Please
Oh,
come
cool.
if whenever you're available. Please come through. And
I'll be there.
yes, please come through. But yeah, it's kind of tough. The people eat it, so I mean, hey, it's free. That's all I'm saying. Like, come over, it's free. That's it. Like, I ain't guaranteeing you like
free
a good
tastes
meal.
good.
I'm saying
Yeah,
like,
Free
yeah.
tastes
meal.
good.
yeah, come meal, come fellowship. We kicking in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I got. But,
Okay,
yeah.
that's still something though.
Yeah.
Hey, that's love.
Thank you, Megan.
It's the effort that counts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And who doesn't like free food? Come on now. You know what I'm saying?
Say
it
that.
tastes good.
Say that exactly.
Hey, look, I'm thinking about this. It's still in my head because it was cracking me up the other night when we did the pitching thing with Megan. She struck me out like 10 times or whatever, right? You know, we can
Probably
talk.
a little bit
Yeah,
more.
we ain't gotta talk about
Yeah.
that. But the funny part is like I'm like, I'm dropping the bat, like walking off, like, damn, I didn't hit one ball. She comes to me, she's like, it's okay, like she's like, sometimes, we just, and she's like giving all these encouraging words to me after she just like struck me out 10 times, and I'm like,
So
this is different, bro.
no,
Like,
it really was. So I'm sitting there, I'm recording you guys, and I have the headphones on, and I can hear you guys' whole conversation, right? Like I can hear you, and I can hear you, and I was like, damn, I feel bad. Like, am I next? Like, I don't want to get talk like that. Hold on.
I think that's worse than like I'd rather her just come off the field like, yeah, bro, you suck.
Yeah,
But,
like,
no, but
facts,
she was like, it's okay. Like, we all
right.
try in life and stuff.
She
know?
little broed you.
Little
She
bro, for
broed
real,
you.
like,
She little broed you.
nice
big
little pat on
time.
the back.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
man.
Oh,
You know?
that was funny, man. That was
That
funny.
was a good time. Yeah. So I feel like that is an attribute to you being a Cancer. So I found this information out. So your birthday, do you mind if I say your birthday?
No,
Not
I
the
don't mind.
year.
Yeah, no,
okay.
you're good.
July 14th is the same day as my sister's birthday.
Oh, really?
And so that's why I'm like, I'm going to remember Megan's birthday for the rest of my life because that's my sister's birthday. But you guys are Cancers.
Yes.
And I love that so much. And that's why you're so nice. Yeah, like you can read the energy. You're just like, oh, it's okay. But at the mountain, you was like, oh, you gonna get this work.
Yeah.
You gonna get this work. Yeah.
Bro, I seen her face change. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
she's talking to you guys or us, you know what I'm saying? Her grammar was different,
Yeah.
right? But when you see her get ready to throw, I'm like, nah,
Yeah,
bro,
it's
nah.
different.
Yeah, it's looking ugly for you. But do you know like your moon or your rising too? Like, are you into astrology at all?
I am, yeah, not like super into it. I just
Same.
looked it up because I think Snapchat does that little thing where you could see
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in there, some planet. I'm a Capricorn.
Okay. Capricorn moon.
I might be, yeah.
Okay, that
Um,
makes a lot of sense.
Does it really?
Yes,
oh, okay,
it does.
Can you
Because
guys-
they're just very like.
Can you guys fill us in?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know what the
I
hell
know
it's talking
she's a
about.
Gemini.
Look,
Yeah.
we
I
have
know
a new
she's a
audience
Gemini.
now, so
Yeah.
I know that these guys probably
Yes,
know
yes.
what's going on.
Yeah.
But we're sitting here like, I know I'm a Libra, so I'm a
Yeah.
Libra
Okay.
game, but
Yeah.
I don't know too much further than
That
you know.
all
Yeah.
makes sense.
Right,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. But like Capricorn's super hardworking, very grounded, very down to earth. Like they're like that, and because it's your moon sign, like it just like will shine a little bit differently, like in your personality a lot more.
okay, that makes
So
sense.
that's why, yeah, like the Capricorn and
That's-
the Cancer, those mixing together, they balance each other out a lot.
Oh, period. Okay.
Yeah,
You see that?
because
that-
it's like Earth.
That phrase,
and-
water.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That I hear that a lot.
A
Like,
lot.
like,
Every time, right? Every conversation.
Look,
Oh, wow.
Look. I'll go doing some. I'll do some wild stuff, and then a girl, she would like, oh, what's your sign? I'm
your
like,
sign?
I'm a Gemini. Oh, that makes sense. I'm like, what?
That line is
Yo.
like so killer for me. I'm like, what makes sense? Like, tell what star is moving right now? I don't know what we're
And
talking
then, and then
about.
she looks at her. She's like,
Dude. That's hilarious.
It's cliche, but it's real. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
what I'm
cliche,
saying,
but it's
like-
real.
Nah, I
When
feel
you
it.
read the post and stuff, and I
Yeah.
relate to every single one. That's why I'm like
Have you guys taken psychology?
Exactly.
psychology.
Yes. Have you guys taken psychology?
Like in high school.
Oh, in high school?
Yeah. Back
That's a
back
deeper
in the day.
conversation. That's for another show. That's
Yeah.
another episode.
Are you talking about confirmation bias?
I'm just talking about like how everything connects. Like when we compare
Astrology.
astrology, right, and like how people feel. right when we read those things. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, astrology is the sky. It's like it's the stars.
come
It's
on,
like written in the stars.
Come on, it's the cycle. What are you talking about? Like this is real stuff right here.
I'm not saying I don't believe in it, right?
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
prideful because, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Libra. I really do take pride in being a
Yeah,
Libra.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I have read, you know, when I was in high school, I used to read a lot.
Watch me say something nice about Libra. He gonna be like, oh yeah, that's me.
Oh, yeah.
That's me. As soon as
I swear
somebody
to God,
says something
say
bad
something.
about Libra, he like,
You ain't right. No,
what's
no.
that? Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll bring some more stuff in.
Yeah, you got to teach them.
You know,
Yeah,
look,
yeah, yeah.
we'll
We'll bring
look,
the
look.
crystals.
We need you guys
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the comments
We'll
to
set
go
the
and chop it
energy.
up about that. We're like,
Yeah.
let's chop it up. Let's
Okay,
talk.
for
Shout out to
sure.
all my Geminis though, for sure. We in here.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Anyways.
That makes sense.
That makes
right
Wait,
there.
what did you say you were?
I'm a Virgo,
Virgo. Okay.
Gemini moon, Aquarius rising.
Oh,
It makes
wow.
sense.
We gonna call this
It makes
episode.
sense.
That
Yo,
makes
can we
sense.
have a meeting after this and like
Yeah.
let's talk about it? Let's talk about it further.
No,
How about
for
Sunday?
sure.
Oh, I'm not gonna be here Sunday, but
Okay.
for one of those dinners.
No, I just know
Yes,
there's a whole
definitely.
science. Like I'm serious. There's moons and moons and
Yeah.
stars and galaxies and you know what I'm
like
saying. I'm gonna have to read up, study my
June
my-
Gemini, May Gemini.
Yeah, like what time were you born?
Yeah, yeah.
On that moon.
that day,
is-
yeah.
Nah, for
It
sure.
makes sense though. It
Yeah.
makes sense. I'm so happy that you're into that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
What's something that you're into that people wouldn't ever
Ooh,
guess
yeah.
that you're into?
Let me think. Man, you guys are asking good questions. I feel like music is something everyone's into, but
Okay.
I grew up around a lot of different types of music because my parents listen to different things. So I like collecting records.
Oh snap!
I was just about to
Okay.
ask you about that.
Yeah, I have a few. My grandparents gave me some. I just found some at my grandma's house, getting some of my own. So I don't know. I think it's a cool little collection I have going. I like reading. Haven't read a book
Ooh.
in haven't read a good book in a while. But I'm starting to read again, so
Mhm.
that's fun. Trying to think of something like interesting. Again, I'm a homebody. Like I just stay at home,
Yeah.
go to the
Mhm.
field, go back
Are
home.
you
go
do you
to gym.
game at all or like?
No, I never
Not
got into
really.
gaming.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm traumatized from when my brothers would kick me off the game.
Probably, yeah,
Um,
that'll do it.
So, but we won't talk about that. No, I never got into gaming.
Mhm.
Never really got into makeup. I'm sorry, guys. I might be like
No,
No.
no, you're good. That's fine. But books, I love reading as well. I mean, it's 2023 now, so we're all trying to like, do all
Right,
the
yeah,
things.
yes.
Do all the things. One book though that I would like to recommend just to like anybody or you especially is The Green Light by Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
That is a really, really good book. Like if you're trying to jump back into reading, like
Yeah.
this is the book you need to read.
Okay.
Like it'll jumpstart you because it's about his life and it's like a self-help book, but the way that he writes it and even narrates it, it's really, really good.
Okay, I think I've
Yeah.
heard of that. I think one of the pitchers on UCLA, Lauren Shaw, I think she read that one. She said it
Mhm.
was really good.
It's so good. I mean, and it's Matthew McConaughey.
Right.
Bro.
Exactly.
Who doesn't love Matthew McConaughey?
Right. Nah, for sure. Like, yeah.
Yeah. for sure. I'm just saying, like obviously you guys read it too, but it's so
It's
good. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
While we're
do
putting
that.
book recs down, I would
Mhm.
say I just read "Can't Hurt Me" by David Goggins.
Okay,
That book.
that's a good book.
You read that?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
That was-
I listened to it because his voice is like.
Okay, I heard that
Yeah.
that was better.
No, yeah.
Listening to the audio.
There's certain artists that certain authors that you don't want to listen to them. Just read it. But
Yeah.
certain authors with the voice.
are good at
Yeah, especially David Goggins. Man, he got that.
Yeah.
He got that. Get out of bed. I'm about to go start a war. Type, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah. No, I really like that book. That was
Yeah.
cool.
I want to say two things. I am loving this conversation about books. I'm a geek. I really don't read any books, but like anime stuff, like that's what I'm really into.
Hey, shout out to the
Mhm.
anime.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
shout
Shout out
out
to
to
anime. That's a
anime.
whole
So, yeah.
community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those
Nah.
are books on TV, bro. You're
Yo,
reading the
you know
book.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, debatable.
That's all I
Question.
can
This
get
is
is-
a controversial question. We actually haven't asked this question on the show before,
What's up?
but what, in your opinion, is the greatest Polynesian movie ever? Because
Ooh.
there's a lot. There's like
Johnny Lingo, without a doubt.
Okay, she's
1000%.
Johnny
I'll
Lingo.
I'll
Okay.
stand behind that. 10
Okay.
toes down on some Johnny Lingo.
no.
I got a good counter for that. But what's yours?
I don't know. When I think of Polynesian movies, I think of Whale Rider.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Will Rider.
Yeah.
Will Rider?
You can't touch Will Rider, man. Like cinematic storytelling,
All of
tear
it, yeah.
jerker, informational. Like you get the whole gamut. You walk away a better person watching that movie. You know what I'm saying? You just feel good. You know what I'm saying? It's a great movie.
You guys ready for mine?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just one of those goofballs. I love the small wedding. You feel me?
Someone
Hey.
wedding?
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Quack, 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 quack. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Hey,
me.
that's
You
a
feel
good
me?
one.
Like,
Yeah, that's a
if
good
you
one.
ask me,
Okay.
hey, let's go watch a poly movie. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I feel like Simone Wedding is higher on my list than Will Writer. I respect Will Writer because it is critically acclaimed, all that jazz.
Yeah.
But as a kid growing up, I was like, what is this? Like, Paquia, what's going on? Like, why the grandpa acting like this? I'm like, don't let the little girl go. Like, what's happening? Like, I don't know if that's just like New Zealand culture. I don't know. Like, Maldives, I don't know. Y'all tell me. But like, it wasn't on that list. But
Yeah, I
Simone
feel
Wedding is pretty
It's
much
up
up
there.
there. Yeah.
What about you, bro?
I said Well Rider, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Well
stand by that. That's my go-to.
All right.
I watch it all the time. I
He
watch
do
it.
not watch it all the time.
I just watched it like 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying?
Was that cap? Were you capping?
Nah, for real, I was watching it.
You watch it all the time, though?
Like, like if it's not out there.
Okay.
We not on your head, bro. We not on your head, bro.
Y'all didn't have to do that.
Hey, but I will say, in Polynesian film, where our production is crazy now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you look at the movies that are being dropped now, it's really cool.
Yeah,
really,
good
really
stuff.
Cool.
I mean,
The industry's
Yeah.
growing like crazy.
Creatively, like creators, there's just so many cool things that are man, like, and we try to capture it all, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's just so many things that are still bubbling that we haven't caught on to. But like music, fashion, sports, business,
Gaming.
tech, like there's so many different areas, like we talked about earlier, that our people are like doing amazing things in. So
Yeah.
the goal is to get each of them one by one on here, you know what I'm saying? But we got you on here to kick it off, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And
Yes.
it's dope to see, like, heading into this last year, right?
Mhm.
What are some of the goals or some of the vision that you have heading into this last season?
Well, this is perfect. I just made my vision board. So
Okay,
I have my
what
goals.
it's looking like?
Obviously national champion.
Yes.
One more time. I just want one more ring.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Other than that, I think Pac-12 champions would be another thing. They're doing it different. It's a tournament this year, so I think
Okay.
it might be more fun.
We're gonna
to
pop out
watch.
to some of the games for
Oh,
sure.
you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to.
yeah,
No, you
yeah,
have
yeah,
to. It's
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
We already got invited by mom. So,
Oh,
It's
yeah,
tailgate.
yeah,
so
No,
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to hold you to that. I will
Yeah.
come. Yeah.
No, they're fun. You guys totally should come. Other than that, I just want to win, have fun my last year, enjoy my teammates. We have
Mhm.
some really cool freshmen coming through the program, so I'm excited to kind of mentor them.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I just want to win, honestly.
Yo.
Like whatever it
Win,
takes.
win, win,
All of
win.
that.
If you
Yes,
win
sir.
a national champion your first year and then your last year, like
Woo-wee. No, that'd be sick.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
That
So
is a
what
movie.
what else is on the vision board? What are some other
Yeah,
things?
other
on there?
things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She wants a car. She wants
Well, let me like plug myself in. I am starting with NIL and all of that.
Yes.
To come out with my own merch soon.
Dope.
So I do have some business goals,
Mhm.
and I
That's
have like
awesome.
a wish list of NIL deals that I hope one day in the future. So if I can get one of those this year, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But other than that, no pressure. It's weird. I never really wanted to get into it. I'm very much softball's life, and I'm okay with that. But I kind of realized to evolve with the sport and to grow the sport, you kind of
business.
have to do these things.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how to focus, get my stuff done, and also figure out the business side of things.
Mhm.
So that'd be really cool. I think just a new, I don't know, area in life that I'm not familiar with.
Yup.
What else did I put on there? Think I had like fitness goals, getting back to lifting what I want to lift. It's weird. Every athlete has to find the right performance shape, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So trying to figure that out for myself. But yeah, I had a lot of softball goals on there.
Dope. Man, like I see you as a person that is very determined to get each of those goals checked off.
Mhm.
So you know what I'm saying? I feel like the NIL thing is big for our
Yeah.
culture,
Yeah.
especially
Mhm.
because so many
Yup.
of our athletes have amazing talent, but now you can get paid, and these kids are getting paid young, like
Mhm.
like 17, getting millions
Yup.
of dollars with these NIL deals. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
The word I like to use is finally.
yeah,
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
for
Like,
sure.
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Finally, it's
Yeah.
it's a new era.
Do you feel some type of way?
Enjoying it.
You're like in year 5, and you're in that
I
thing
know.
just
you
like you know what I'm
had
saying? Like,
bags
Yeah.
on bags.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember talking with my freshman class about it when we were young. Like, man, we should like low-key get paid for this.
yeah,
High
And
key.
now it's high key, yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's finally happening. So it is really cool. There's a lot of kinks that need to be worked out,
Mhm.
but I think it's just such a great opportunity. And then I do think about the younger kids coming up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they're able to learn from us going through it. By the time they get here, everything will be, up to speed and whatever. But
Yeah.
it's really cool. It is a little frustrating trying to remember all the rules and
Yeah.
stuff, but
yeah.
I mean, it's worth it.
You said a gem though. Like NCAA is a business. College sports is a business.
Yes.
They treat you like athletes as a business. Like they
Yes.
don't see y'all as just, kids out here, blah, 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 yada, yada. No, no, no. This is a business. These are people making money off of you. And
Right.
so it's like he said, finally, it's time that you guys get to make money off of yourselves and like your
Yes.
likeness.
Yeah.
So, just if you are playing a sport or if you're going into college sports, like always remember that. And that this is you as a business need to protect yourself.
Mhm.
So like definitely read those contracts, make sure you have contracts set up, all of that stuff. And if you need merch or help with that, hit me up. That's actually what I do.
That's what she
She
does.
is
Yeah.
the one.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
yes. So I do production and product development
Little plug in there.
in-
Come on.
in-
Yeah, y'all,
Yeah,
y'all heard it. Y'all
another
heard it. Y'all
plug.
heard it. Y'all heard
Yes,
it.
yes.
Y'all heard
for
it.
apparel. So like that stuff's
Yeah.
super easy to me. But like if anybody, especially you, trying to get on, like just let me know. I know the right people to call.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, that
Mhm.
helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
look. Well, I think because you're our first athlete, the question is, kind of important. I would say, like, what are some of the challenges of being a D1 athlete that people aren't familiar? Because everybody sees game day, but I'm saying like they just kind of see the whole one side of things. But
Yeah.
what are the challenges of being a D1 athlete, performing at a high level, still taking care of your responsibilities? All the things that come with that. What are some of the things that people don't see
Mhm.
that are challenging about being a D1 athlete?
Besides everything that you normally hear about, like time management, discipline, just going through the grind of it, something that I struggled with was, man, you really just lose yourself. Like you for real get lost in the sauce. Like
Mm.
the softball, the grinding, the schedule every single day, every single hour is filled with something. If it's not tutoring, it's practice. If it's not practice, it's some like nutrition meeting. Something random's always in there. And you kind of like, I've just kind of lost myself for a second.
Mhm.
You don't remember that you're on this earth to grow and evolve
Mm.
as a person too. Not just be, as much as I love softball and I'm passionate about it, I'm still not my sport. And
Yep.
that's been hard for me to remember. But I think that goes for anyone, athlete or not, like being grounded in who you are and your
Mhm.
values and what you believe in is so important, and just not getting lost in the sauce.
Yeah, for sure. The
That's
sauce
big.
be deep sometimes too. You be like
So
trying to
deep.
get
Oh my
out. And
goodness.
you're
Yeah.
like, jeez, man.
Yeah, I think
No, it'd
that's
be
the
like
key.
that.
That's the key to life, really. Whatever you're doing, man. If you're passionate about something, whether it be sports, whether it be whatever you're passionate about, is finding that balance and being grounded in who you are and your
Mhm.
purpose. Because a lot of things that we do, they may bring us happiness or joy, but we've been created to just do something way bigger than that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's just a vessel for you to accomplish what your purpose is, but your purpose trumps all of that, right? And,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
each of us kind of have our own journey to discovering our purpose.
Mhm.
I feel like as a brand, one of the primary purposes we have is just to not only just shed light on our people, but like create platforms so that we can plug people in places where they can get to where they need to get to. You know what I'm saying? Like I want our brand to be a bridge
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
to many different avenues. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing that with your platform. You know what I'm saying? You're a bridge for a lot of young girls, showing them a way to be successful in the sport of softball and life. So, man, I just want to say like huge shout out to you because you really
Yes.
are just putting on for the culture in a real dope way.
Yes.
And we're just honored to have you as our very first female guest on the
Yes.
show, man. It means a lot to us. So I can forgive you for striking me out 10 times, you know what I'm saying? I can look past that, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we kind of like smoothing things out, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Time heals all wounds.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, It heals all wounds.
Nah,
Oh,
but
man.
yeah. Much love and
Mhm.
all the best of success as you head into your last season. We're gonna be there in the crowd, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Just
Okay,
give us
good.
a little, you know what I'm saying? One of those, you know.
Please don't. Please focus. I don't know why he asking for all that. Like he gonna be lucky he get a hamburger. Okay, don't be trying to do all that. Focus. I'm gonna be like, Shane, sit down. Come on now.
Calm down, bro. We've
Yeah,
been
no,
here
come
before.
on.
We've been
she,
here before.
she gonna
Come
look
on,
at me
we
like,
there.
she gonna look at me like, that makes sense.
Gemini.
Gemini. No,
Yeah,
thanks.
no, but thank you so much for coming on
Yes,
tonight.
thank you.
No, thank you guys for having me. This is so cool. I love what you guys are doing for our community, and I'm just honored to be here and to be
Mhm.
your first female athlete guest. This was really cool.
So, well, you ain't the last one for
You ain't
sure.
the
Yeah,
last
that part.
But
No.
the bar is set high. So I'm saying, if
Mhm.
y'all come
Yes.
on here, y'all better come with something because you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the bar's been set. So
Yes.
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Do you have any closing words?
Yeah.
That you would like to just say, or like just anything, stuff that you live by, just some closing remarks.
I think, again, I don't know if you guys saw, but I wrote this letter getting back to mental health, and something that I needed a couple years ago now, and something I would tell my past self is to know that after it's all said and done, no matter what, somebody If not, God is going to love you at your darkest moment.
Mm.
And you're going to get through that everyone is important. Even if you don't feel that way, you're important. You're wanted here. You have a heart of gold. And most of all, you're forgiven.
Mm.
So that's what I would tell myself in the past. And that's what I needed.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
I
Thank
love
you
that.
for sharing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nah, for sure.
And being so open. That's awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Man.
Thank you guys.
Of course.
That
What
is
a
how
safe
you
space.
close the
That's
episode.
a
Right
close
there.
episode
That is a
right there.
closer for
Yeah.
sure.
And man, you know, season one was awesome. We're here
Yeah.
for season 2. This is
Mhm.
the best way to kick it
Yeah.
off. So thank you
Mhm.
for being here.
You're gonna see us in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see us going crazy. You know, all of that.
Hopefully, Mogul supports
hopefully,
Megan.
hopefully we
Pull
can
up.
swap this out for a UCLA.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Get him some
Good
UCLA
colors,
merch.
wrong
Yeah.
logo.
That part. Hey man, we typing out. Much love, Megan. Island Mogul out of here.
And when I'm up, then we all winning.